Hey, big baby, it's your favorite family member, champ. We here. Do you hear me? You wasn't there, big baby. Volume 11, you know what I'm talking about? I am the voice of the people, a.k.a. Don Juan, a.k.a. Wheezy, a.k.a. your favorite family member, a.k.a. one half of the dynamic rap group Ghetto Mentality with my brother Swoop. You know what I'm talking about? Rest in peace, Poopa Pesci. Rest in peace, S-Class, man. They called me the voice because I was a kid on a song, an iconic song in San Francisco called I Smell Jealousy. I was on the very beginning. My voice was real high, so they called me the voice. Then my voice got deep, so they really started calling me the voice, man. And, this is the podcast. You wasn't there. I got a lot of history, Bay Area history. I've done a lot of different things in my life. I have accumulated a lot of interesting stories, so I share them here on my podcast. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about life, love, experiences, and everything else in between. But today, right, we talking about the Bay Area, San Francisco Hangover Edition. How me and my guys went to Vegas and hit the MGM Grand for 75 plus bands. Do you hear me, big baby? Yeah, 75 big ones. It was probably more than that, but I'm going to just round it off to that so that, I won't feel like I'm exaggerating the story or doing too much. All right, but anyway, so let's get to it, man. You wasn't there, big baby. Volume 11, you know what I'm talking about? Check out the podcast. Go to my Instagram, KIU The Voice, you know what I'm talking about? Voice KIU is the YouTube page. You already know that. You dig what I'm talking about, man? And check your boy out. Like, subscribe, share, man. You know what I'm talking about? Get me about the hood, about the ghetto, man. I need y'all, big baby. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all, but you know what I mean? Rock with me, though. But anyway, check this out, right? So about 2001, this story is about, let me say this. This story is about 20 years ago. Some of the facts, some of the exact things, I might be off with dates, numbers here and there, but for the most part, y'all gonna get the gist of the story, how amazing a time we had and how epic it was, you dig? Another thing I'm gonna say is, I'm a 42-year-old man. Some of these stories that I'm telling is from 20 years ago. You dig what I'm talking about? A lot of the behaviors that I did back in the days that I'm going to talk about in some of these stories in this podcast, I don't partake in anymore, you dig? But I'm still going to share my story in hopes that it enlightens somebody, in hopes that it wakes somebody up, in hopes that it saves somebody, you dig what I'm talking about? And just give people some knowledge, some insight, and some understanding. KIU, big baby. Oh, yeah, we got the clothing line, too. You know what I'm talking about? I almost forgot, babe. Keep it up, you know what I mean? Knowledge, insight, understanding. You dig what I'm talking about? KIU Fresh Apparel. Check us out, man. You know what I'm talking about? I also have a book, Away with Words. You dig what I'm talking about? Go to Amazon. Check out Away with Words. Rock with me, people. I'm building. So, about 2001, 2002, me and a few of my guys decide we're going to go to Vegas. You dig what I'm talking about? One of my friends, I'm going to change the names to protect the innocent. One of my friends had just got out of prison. He was on parole for about a week or so, I think. So at this time, I had my own apartment. The apartment that I had, we called it the KIU, hence the name of my clothing line. The KIU came from us living our life wild, living to the max, up all the time, running, doing everything that you could think of under the sun, good and bad. You hear? You feel where I'm coming from? So KIU has always been short for Keep It Up. It was so synonymous with me and my friends that the name of my apartment where we used to hang, trap, do everything, they called it the KIU in Hunters Point, 1271 Ingalls. I never forget it. I was the first young one out of my core of friends who had their own space, their own dwelling. So everybody would come to my house, would come to the KIU. I don't care if you were from Lakeview, Fillmore, Hunters Point, Potrero Hill, Army Street, Sunnydale, wherever. I had friends and family that was all over the city, and they would all come to the KIU, and it was all peaceful. If you was beefing with people outside in the streets, everybody left that beef away from the KIU, and we was all together. We all stuck together and showed love. So we are at the KIU. Me, Zaza, and P Block. You know what I mean? They know who they are. I'm going to just call them that. So me, Zaza, P Block, and Stunner. I can use Stunner name because he ain't here no more. God bless his soul. Rest in peace, Stunner. I love you, champ. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, big dog. So we were all at the KIU. Somehow we decide we're going to go to Vegas for New Year's, for the countdown. Now, Zaza's fresh out the penitentiary. Me and P Block, everybody just surviving. It was at a time where our neighborhood was kind of in shambles. It was a lot of back and forth. It was starting to break up and divide. So none of us were really in the hood anymore. You dig what I'm talking about? So everybody would come to my house. I kind of sort of in a way set up shop on Crusader Street in Hunters Point, which is another neighborhood where my mom lived and grew up. So I took my operation from my neighborhood to over there. So me, P Block, Zaza, and Stunner, we like, let's go to Vegas for New Year's. Now we're low on funds. Ain't nobody got no whole lot of money. We all struggling at this point. You dig what I'm talking about? So Zaza says, man, we just go up there for the countdown, drive up there, and come back. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't doing nothing. I'm fresh out of the pen. Let's go do something, bro. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. It's good, Brody. We're going to go to the Vegas. We're going to drive up here. We got the rental car already, you know what I'm talking about? We're going to go for countdown, you understand me? Enjoy ourselves, look around, do what we got to do, come down, come on back, you feel me? So, we gets on the highway. Somehow, some way, Stunner gets out of the car, and we end up in Oakland, so Zaza could grab a couple extra dollars from his sister's house. So, when we go to Oakland, we like, man, we ready to get on the road. You did? We don't feel like going back to Frisco to go get Stunner, you know what I'm talking about? So we end up getting on the highway and leaving Stunner, you know what I'm talking about? God rest his soul. Stunner was mad as a motherfucker about us leaving him, you dig? So now we get to Vegas that night. You dig what I'm talking about? So I want to say, I don't know how much my brothers had in their pockets. I'm not going to lie or estimate or over exaggerate. I probably had about $400, $500 in my pocket. Now, today, in these times, people walk around with the Louis backpack with 60 bands, 80 bit. This is 20 years ago, champion. You know what I'm talking about? If you had a rack in your pocket, you was walking around with a rack, 2 racks, you was kind of him. You was, you know what I'm saying? You was that guy. You dig what I'm talking about? We was short at the moment, but we still had, so if I had $400, Zaza, Zaza, and let me say this, I love Zaza. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't see eye to eye, but that's my guy. I love him with all my heart, and I don't want nothing but the best for him. He's a real stunner, a real hustler, a real champion. You dig what I'm talking about? So, I probably had 300-400. Zaza probably had a few hundred, and P Block probably had 400-500. So between the three of us, I want to say literally we might have had $1,200 between three of us, and that's no exaggeration. We knew we wasn't getting no room. We didn't have no money for no room or nothing like that. We just wanted to go see the fireworks, see the countdown, get back to Frisco. Do you hear me, big baby? That's it. You know what I mean? Just enjoy ourselves right quick. So we get to Vegas, me, Zaza, P Block, you know what I mean? We it's still like a few hours until countdown. We probably got there like 8 at night, 9 at night maybe. So we like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go on here, get on the dice table, shoot a couple shots, man. See if we can get a couple dollars just to spend some time, to waste some time. You dig what I'm talking about? So we go over to the table, right? Now at this time, my neighborhood, my team, my crew, we only wore one uniform, and it was called 6823. Jabos and Jordans, big baby. That's all you could wear if it was a part of our team, a part of our clique. You couldn't get in the car with us if you didn't have on Jabos and Jordans. You know what I'm talking about? We wasn't going to deal with you. We wasn't going for it. I don't care. You had Barclays, Timberlands. That's not the code, champ. You know what I'm saying, though? At this time, this is just our uniform, our mentality, and this is how we stuck to it, right? So we get up there, we get to the crab table. I tell P Block and I tell Zaza, listen, bro, we gonna shoot these dice, right? Now y'all know it's the code. We don't do nothing but the code. So every time we shoot these dice, right, it gotta be on 6, 8, or 23. Nothing else, big baby. You know what I'm talking about? This how, I don't know where my mind was at, but I was really engulfed in this thing, Vars. You dig what I'm talking about? This code, the 6823. You hear me, champ? So we get to gambling. We get to shooting. You know what I'm talking about? We shooting the dice off 6823. So we get to shooting, you know what I mean? We get to hitting a couple points. You know what I mean? We picking up speed. We doing all right. You dig what I'm talking about? So it's some people at the table, right? And they said, why do you guys keep shooting off 23? And I said, because we're Michael Jordan's nephews. Oh, yeah, right. Michael Jordan's nephews. Yeah, right. So the dude who doing the dice, you know what I mean? The guy who does the thing, he didn't like it. You understand me? So the people standing around who watching us hit, they like, yeah, Michael Jordan's nephews. Yeah, right. So now we get to warming up on the dice. You know what I'm talking about? We get to warming up on the dice. You know what I'm talking about? We heating up, you dig? Now, I'm going to say this. Zaza is an avid gambler. We all shoot dice. This is a part of our neighborhood. It's just in us. This is what we do. But Zaza gambles. He shoots dice all the time. He's a gambler. I've seen him win 10,000 in the hood. You know what I mean? Right, shooting with somebody else, like another. Matter of fact, if you know who Bodie Racing is, Jermaine Bodie Racing, that you see at the Sacramento Raceway and all that, I've seen Zaza. I didn't see it with my eyes, but I witnessed Zaza come to the block, open the car door with 10,000 on the passenger seat. I just hit Bodie. For 10,000 in like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Something to that nature. So to give you an example or give you an idea of the type of person Zaza is, he goes hard. He don't play. He love to gamble and he go hard with life, period. You dig what I'm talking about? So we get to shooting dice. We get to hitting. We warming up. Now we all on one. It ain't like just Zaza's hitting or just P-Block or just me. We all going crazy. We doing like 10 points, 7, 8 points a piece every time the dice come to us. You dig what I'm talking about? But Zaza is betting bigger than us. He put balls to the wall. You know, me and P-Block, we throwing ours in there. You understand me? We doing all right, but Zaza, he going ham. And we all fucking on fire. You dig what I'm talking about? So we shooting the dice for a while, man. We start to go crazy. Now we got a crowd around us. You know what I mean? People looking, they're like, oh my gosh, look, they're Michael Jordan's nephews. They starting to believe it, big baby. You talking about the way we heating up and keep shooting off these 2 threes. Yada, 2 3. They like them might be Michael Jordan nephews. You dig what I'm talking about? So now we've been in there for about 2-3 hours. If anybody knows how gambling goes, when you in the casino, ain't no clocks, you can't see outside, so the time be passing fast as hell. So now we sitting up here, it's damn near countdown, and we ain't been outside, right? We know we can't get a room. Anybody who's ever been to Vegas on New Year's or for New Year's, you know that New Year's Day, New Year's weekend, is damn near impossible to get a room. Everything is sold out. And if it ain't sold out, it's high, sky high. You hear me? So an African gentleman reaches over to me and says, hey, bro, you guys have gambled $10,000. They have to comp you a free room. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, that's the rules. So anybody who don't know if it's still like this. This is 20 years ago. If you go to Vegas, right, and you gamble, I don't know if it's just on craps or whatever, but if you gamble, lose, win over $10,000, they automatically give you a free room. Automatically. No charge, big baby. So he whispers to me about the free room, right? Anybody who know me know I ain't got no sense. I automatically, hey, man, where the fuck is our free room at? Y'all trying to slay us or what? What's going on here? P-Block and Zaza, they didn't even hear it. They didn't even know it. They like, what the fuck is this fool talking about? Like, what are you talking about, Weez? I'm like, free room, man, free room. They're like, oh, okay, no problem, son. Let us get you. They come back. They ask for all of our IDs. Now, at this point, right, Zaza's shitting bricks. Because Zaza is on parole. He's not supposed to be out of the state. You know what I'm talking about? He's been out of prison for 1 week, maybe 2. He ain't, I don't even know if he went to his first parole visit yet, right? And we're in Las Vegas, Nevada. Zaza's not supposed to be here. So when they ask for IDs, he turns to me and says, Weez, I cannot give him my ID. I'm on parole. I'm like, bruh, they not checking for parole. Now, if you got warrants or something, they might say, I don't think they're checking for parole. But anyway, I'm like, whatever. We give them our IDs. They come back, give us player cards, MGM player cards, the automatic, you know what I mean? And they give us keys and free room. You dig what I'm talking about? So just imagine, we've been in Vegas for about 3 hours. Now we up about 6,000-7,000, and we got a free room. Shoot some more, we get up to about 10 bands, right? Now, when I say we get up to 10, Zoo has 10 bands cash at this point. I may have 2,000. P-Block might have 3,000, whatever, but we up. Just imagine going to Vegas, right? You ain't barely got money for gas. Few hours in, y'all up 10, 15,000 and got a free room. We made it. We made it. It's New Year's. We just won an MGM grand. We up 15,000. We go up to the room. We are calling home. We are telling everybody, we hit the MGM. We up. We everything. I guess the word is starting to spread. Now, this is before social media, before MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, all that. We didn't have any of that then. And the word spread so fast from us just calling home saying we was winning. Now our homies is starting to tell each other, Juan and Zaza and P Block is in Vegas and they are up. They up 10,000. They like, get here, whoever. Stunner, of course, he gets the word. You know he hot. He like, I was supposed to be there, so I was supposed to be a part of them winners. You dig what I'm talking about? That's how Stunner feeling. I'm pretty sure you dig what I'm talking about. So Stunner I don't know if he flew in or got a ride. He hopped in the car with somebody, and Stunner was on his way. So when we first got to Vegas, right, we parked the car and we got in the cab to do something, right? So when we hopped in the cab driver hands us a menu. Now, this ain't no food menu, big baby, you know what I'm talking about? So when you look at the menu, it is a menu for professional workers. I ain't go too far into it. If you understand, you do, and if you don't, you don't. So it's professional workers. So it's a menu that you can pick what type of flavor of worker you would like to engage with. So say it said light-skinned African-American, big booty. It was a menu, a literal menu. So we upped the money, right? So we upstairs, we feeling it. So the fellas like, man, we finna, and the fellas like, they finna get some company. You dig what I'm talking about? So I'm like, company? And I see the price ranges. I said, not me, big baby. No. So they're like, you tripping. I'm like, listen, man, if they come here, right, and y'all pay, I'm going to figure out how to, wiggle something, champion. Trust me. So, boom. They order, off the menu. The company comes. My guy, Zaza, is a savage. He gets to going back and forth with one of them, saying, who you think you are, basically like you weak, and just going bad on her, basically, right? So in the midst of the conversation, right, Zaza says, I don't know what you think I am. What you think I am, a trick or something? And she looked, right, as to say, yeah, that's why I'm here. Man, I know he was like, he was ready to call her out her name, right? But he couldn't do nothing but basically like, you know what I'm saying? It's hot as heck. He couldn't do nothing but respect it and laugh. You dig what I'm saying? So we all bust out laughing. They politely laugh or whatever. So now, right, all our homies is starting to come in town. So now people calling from the airport, people pulling up in rental cars. I'm talking about everywhere we look. Every time we look up, it was started off with 3 of us. So now we up to about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? People coming in, and they coming in from different parts of the city. But people that rock with us that we got love for. Some that be at the KRU, some that we just seen in passing. That's just in Vegas for the weekend, right? So now that we have been up this money, right, we won. Everybody in the casino, they are becoming familiar with us. So now, anytime we go to a crap table, it can be empty when we walk up. After about 20 minutes of us being there, there's a big ass crowd watching us shoot dice, watching us go crazy. You dig what I'm talking about? So around this time, I want to say Chinese P from the swamp pull up. You dig? Now Chinese P, always been a real one, always been a hustler. You know what I'm talking about? Always got his money. You dig? Chinese P had a rapport with my homies from the turf because they was in Log Cabin Ranch together. So P was on the ranch with Bam, Tommy Fat, Don Goody. So he would always come through the hood and throw it up to them, always come through sliding, shining, and they would always say what's up. So I would see P then. And then once they all got to the ranch, I would see P and passing. I didn't know him that good, you feel me? But I would say what's up, and it was always good. P had a Grand National GNX back in the days. I don't know if it was his big brother or whatever, but a Grand National GNX right now, that thing would probably go for $300,000. P used to be at the bottom of the hill, Sunnydale, swinging that thing like it was an RX-7. GNX, turbo boosting, kicking, dogging that thing, treating it like it was a bucket. Do you hear me, big baby? These are the type of individuals that we was rocking with and we was interacting with. This is how youngsters was in San Francisco back in them days. Like, youngsters was having everything. All right, so Chinese P comes. Chinese P is with Bogue. Bogue, my little homie, shout out to Bogue. And he is with Bogue and Jamal True Love and Nooch, if I am mistaken. I think Jamal True Love and Nooch came to Vegas on the Greyhound bus. Jamal Truelove was on I Love New York. He was one of the contestants on I Love New York. He was later on down the line, he was falsely accused of a murder that he ended up being exonerated for, and now he's an activist, a philanthropist, an actor, and he's one of the stars in a movie called Last Black Man in San Francisco. Such an awesome film. Go check out my guy. You know what I'm talking about? He definitely is a solid one, a real one. You know what I mean? So this was back when Jamal Truelove was a baby. Bogue was a baby. Nooch was a baby. They was kids. They was 18, 17 years old. So Bogue up in there. They up in there. So P like, look, bro. Jamal, they like, this my little homies from the hood, you dig? They out here by themselves, and they good people. I'm like, they with us. It's good. Come on. So we got Bogue, P, Jamal Truelove, Zaza, P Block. Then my homie Dre Doctor pulled up. Stunner then got there. You know what I'm talking about? We got a whole crew. Then my partner Jomo, Killer Gigs. So we got like about 15, 20 of us. We going crazy. Everybody who sees us, we got a group. So now every time we get on the dice table is on fire. I don't know what it is. We got the glow the whole weekend. So now we on the dice table. We got all these other people from Frisco with us. So I want to say now we might be up 20,000 or something like that. So the dice is going around the table, you dig? So if you stand at the table, say Bogue standing right here or Jamal Truelove standing right here. Bogue is a young savage. Bogue was 18 years old, right? He had a fake ID. He on there whopping their ass on the dice at the MGM Grand. Way back then, a kid, 18 years old, tearing their ass alive. So this is how the player go. We all surrounding the table. You got people standing around, right? So when somebody fall off, they like, you know, they push the dice to the next person. So some of the people who wasn't with us or who was with us but just got there, they'd be like, nah, I'm good. Like they ain't shooting dice, like they ain't trying to, you know, waste their money or whatever. So what me, Zaza, and people I could do, mostly Zaza, we'll throw a person a chip. If you here with us, right, and you from San Francisco and you at this dice table, the dice ain't gonna pass you. You gonna shoot the dice. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't got no money, we gonna throw you a chip, shoot your shot. We was so on fire. We was so lit. We was so going so crazy that the glow that we had, the fire that we had, we was passing it off to the other ones because everybody who touched them dice was getting hit, was hitting. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Chinese P, I know he left with money. Bogue left with money. Everybody who was around us left with more money than they came with. Even if they didn't really hit on the dice, that's just how we was rocking the dice. We wasn't letting the dice skip nobody. We was really all there together, you feel me? So now, we didn't miss countdown. Countdown is over. It's probably like 1 in the morning now. We didn't miss countdown. We got people with us. So now we up. You know what I mean? I want to say we might be up. So this the hype. So if you know how the field works, right? Before, I didn't know about Vegas and why they had colored chips and all that shit. The reason they got colored chips is so that they can make the transactions faster. You dig what I'm talking about? So when they bet or whatever, it can make the thing fast, because if you do it with money, it's going to take forever for them to count it. You dig? So this the hype. So now we got so much money, Zaza got like 30 bands on them or something, 40 bands. So they're like, listen, sir, you want to put your money in the safe here? It don't cost you nothing, just so you could be okay. We like, good. So we take, say Zaza take 30 bands, right? He take 30 bands and put them in the safe at the MGM. Now, he might have 5,000 worth of chips in his pocket, but he also got a $10,000 stack of hundreds that he handed me and tell me to hold it, right? So we shooting dice, everybody hitting. I'm hitting tens, I'm hitting hard eights. We going crazy again. But this is how Zaza was tearing their ass up, right? So we'd be getting ready to shoot the dice, say I'm trying to put it on 2-3. Zaza will drop. So say he had the chips, right? He get hit for the chips. He ain't got no more chips. He be like, bro, give me the cash. I be like, bro, he like, nigga, give me the cash. I give him the cash. He rips open the $10,000 stack and grabs a stack of hundreds and drops them in the field, right? Say I shoot the dice. Bam, 12. Oh, winner, pay triple. Now you got all these people standing around. They looking like, what is Michael Jordan nephews? So they got to stop the whole dice table, right? The guy who doing the thing, he stops the table. He grabs Zaza's stack of hundreds out the field and he counts them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. 1, 2, 3, 1,000. 1, 2. $3,700, pay triple. Whop! And that's how Zaza was tearing their ass up. He'll drop some hundreds in the field, don't even know how much it is. Winner! Winner! Ace, ace, winner! Man, they would stop. Every time they stopped the dice table, it was like a spectacle because everybody's trying to see how much he actually won because he don't even know because he just dropped a stack of hundreds and didn't count them. You hear me, big baby? So we waking their game up, right? All the homies, you understand me, they pump. We walking across the casino because now we walking. I'm jumping up in the air so motherfucking high. I done twisted my ankle. We hit the MGM. They can't fuck with us. We just hit the MGM. I'm jumping up in the air. The whole casino looking at it. All the homies are laughing at me. I done twisted my ankle. So as I'm doing that, right, I look straight ahead. Who do I see? Be Legit of the Click. You know what I'm talking about? In your city, my uncle. Now, I got a real good relationship with Be Legit. That dude love me like I love him. That's my uncle. I'm his nephew. So when Unc see me jumping up and down in this casino, right, he just thinking Vegas MGM. He like, nephew, calm down, nephew. What you doing? I said, fuck them, Unc. We just hit for 40,000. They can't do nothing to us. Now, at this time, right, we are very aware that the MGM is going to kiss our ass, right, and do anything they can to get us to try to gamble some of this money back, right? They going to do everything in their power. They not going to talk loud to us. They not going to tell us that they going to be so nice they kissing our ass. And we rocking their ass so much that when we at the tables, they changing out the guy to hopefully he could throw off our shot a little bit or bring somebody else so we won't continue to be whooping their ass like we is, you feel me? So I see Be Legit, Unc like, nephew, what is wrong with you? I'm like, Unc, fuck them, we up. Whoa, we talking crazy. So now Dre Doctor came. We got everybody, right? So now we like, fuck it, let's hit the club. You know what I'm talking about? Just imagine, we started off in San Francisco, California with like $1,000 between 3 people. Now it's 20 of us. We got racks in the thing, racks in our pocket, and we talking about hitting the club. You know what I'm talking about? We wouldn't even looked at the club about 4 hours ago. Do you hear me, big baby? So we go stand outside. We tell the dude we need a limo. The dude's sitting right there. It didn't pass about 30 minutes. He ain't got us a limo yet. We like, what's up, bro? He like, oh, I'm waiting for one. It's a stretch excursion. This is back when excursions was new. It's a stretch excursion like right in front of us. I don't know who said it, but they like, what's up with that? He like, oh, y'all could have got that already. We like, well, what you didn't say now? He like, that's $1,000. Now, $1,000 today ain't nothing. Well, it's still something to some people, but now today, you know how we spend money and it ain't. But back then, bust off a rack, you know what I mean, just on some, you know what I mean. So Chinese Pete was such a real one, right? That he didn't hit. He up because of us and us shooting dice and gambling with us. He winning. So he like, bruh. So we about to pay for the limo. He like, nah, bro, this on me. I got this. Like, nah, We like, what? He like, nah, bro. So P pays for this stretch excursion. It was a rack, if I'm not mistaken. This is 20 years ago. Out of the kindness of his heart, because we involved him in the greatness and the love that we had going on, right? So we hop in the stretch excursion. It's us, plus we done ran into some of the female homies from the Bay. I ain't gonna say their names. You know, we all married and, you know, further ahead, but shout out to them. I know it's nothing but love. We had a great time together, you know what I'm talking about? But we hop up in the excursion. So back at this time, like I said, a lot of the stuff that I did back then, I don't do no more, you dig? I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? I'm retired. But back then, it was Thizzles. And this was before they was Thizzles, this was before the Mac made them famous, you know what I mean? We was on them heavy, and that was a part of our pastime and our celebration. And I was the pharmacist, you dig what I'm talking about? So back then, right? Anybody who knows me know that, you know, anytime it was a party or a celebration, I would go grab a bottle of Cristal, right? So I go get the bottle of Cristal, and when you drop a dolphin in that Cristal bottle, right, or any real Thizzle, a hard one, it starts to do a dance in the bottle. And then the bottle starts to shoot everywhere. You drop that dolphin in the Cristal bottle, it starts doing a crazy little, crazy, right? And then starts spilling. So that was one of my things I did when we celebrate. That was me, you feel me? So we in there, I bust the Cristal. I'm pouring everybody Cristal. I'm setting $100 bills on fire. We taking pictures, you dig what I'm talking about? We acting a fool. So now we all lit on 10. We driving down like Las Vegas Boulevard. Rest in peace to my brother, Killer Gibbs. I love you, bro. Killer Gibbs climbs out the sunroof, right? He climbs out the sunroof of the excursion. We going pretty slow. So Giggs is like on the roof. He feeling it, legs dangling inside. He going crazy. Next thing you know, Giggs is standing on top of the roof of the excursion. Like he's surfing down Hollywood, he's surfing down Las Vegas Boulevard. Then he jumps down off the excursion. Now he's on the side of the excursion while we driving, dancing, going crazy. For us on the inside, it's like we watching a movie, big baby. Like when Ace was in the club in Harlem and the money started falling out the sky and the shit started freezing. It was one of those moments in time. Like Giggs was in heaven. He was floating. You could just tell he was like a kid in a candy store, and all of us was just in like one of the most euphoric moments you could ever have in your life. Just imagine everybody getting along, unlimited resources, everybody, you know what I mean, at their peak of happiness. It was just like, it was one of the most beautiful moments I've experienced in my life. Rest in peace, Killer Giggs. I'm so glad we had that moment, bro. That's one of the things that made me tight with the three, with the Dale. You feel me? Me and Giggs had a real good rapport, and that trip was part of it. You dig what I'm talking about? So now we get to the club or whatever. We trying to go in the club, but we got Jamal True Love, B Jizzle, and Noosh don't have IDs. So they like, you know what I mean? They can't get in. So we go back to the hotel to drop them off. And when we do, Zaza and a few of the other fools, they're like, man, I'm tired. Like, nigga, fuck the club. We getting out. So me and the homies, we go to the club. A few of us, Zaza and the young homies, they get out. We go to the club. I run into my cousins in there. I done bought another bottle of Cristal. Now, right now, $900 for a bottle of Cristal in the club, that probably ain't nothing. I spent $900 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I'm bottles in the club. You know what I'm talking about? It's on me. You know what I mean? Me and my cousins up, and they're like, what you doing? I'm like, cuz we just hit the MGM. We going crazy. They like, everybody like, what? People been hearing about it, all this shit. We have a beautiful time. We take pictures. Now, I'm going to remind y'all again, we started in San Francisco with about $1,200, $1,000. I'm 2-3 Cristal bottles in. You know what I'm talking about? Fat knot in my pocket. You hear me, big baby? You me, big baby? You know what I mean? So we feeling it. So now, right, we go back to the MGM. Now, when we get up to the MGM, right, to go in the room, I put my key in the door. The door opens. I see the thickest, most, I'm talking about so thick, so fit, young lady walking towards me, yelling and screaming, butt naked. And I'm like, what is going on? She like, where my money at? They better give me my money. Them niggas ain't finna play me like this. Where my money at? I'm like, whoa, young lady. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you in my room looking like this. Do you hear me, big baby? But Lord have mercy. Hold it now. Hold it. You hear me? Take it easy, young lady. So apparently this young lady came. She was another a worker or whatever, you know, a professional young lady. The fellas had ordered her over. And apparently after she did her work, some of the other guys somehow, the money, the reimbursement, the money, the fees were missing. And she was in there going off with the fellas who was left in the room and waiting. She like, this your room? I'm like, listen, you in my room. You in here hooping and hollering. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you talking about. I don't know who these fools had in my room. You know what I'm talking about? Apparently the guys felt like the money that she was paying was too much and she didn't deserve it. I don't know. But yes, she was hot. And she walking around this room looking like one of them Clydesdale horses off the beer commercial. Do you hear me, big baby? But okay, so she hot, right? So I'm like, calm down, sweetheart. I don't know what's going on. Woo. I talked to her, finally coming down. I'm like, I don't know about them, but I'm pretty sure there's some money here if you want to make some money. Woo. Long story short, without me getting into it too deep, it happened again. You understand? She worked and then the money missing again. It was, I don't know what happened. Okay. So now we done left and went downstairs. Zaza and them is back at the dice table. We walks up to the dice table, right? I'm laughing and shit. We don't even tell Zaza what's going on. All Zaza know is here she come walking across, right? Up to him. Where my money at? You better give me my money. Zaza don't know what's going on. He looking at her like, what are you talking about? You got your money. He like, please don't do this right here. Could you please go stand over there and I'll come talk to you. Just please don't make a scene, please. So she walks over there. Now her manager, you got me? Her manager sees her. I guess he's coming to her aid. So she says, Daddy, these gentlemen right here took my money. So dude looked at us, right? Us 15, 20 hyenas looking like, you understand me? We ready for whatever. And he looked at her and said, bring your motherfucking ass. Like, what was you doing anywhere with them? With these young, you understand me? What, you get your ass on over here. Boom, right? So now we going crazy, you feel me? We got the dice table. Like I said, every time we get to the dice table, they surrounding us. They like, these fools is the illest, man. It's Michael Jordan's nephews, man. You know what I mean? We done turned the Vegas up, man. They know about us, everybody, right? So now we like, it's time to go home. No, wait, let me see. Did I skip anything? Oh yeah. So me and my boy Pop at the table, right? I probably dropped about 4,000 on a bet and got my ass whopped, right? Pop was like, damn, bro, you just dropped like 4 pounds on that bet. Like, and I tried to pull a Zaza, right, when nobody else was around. It didn't work out like that. Yes, then after that, whatever I had left, I put that in my sock, big baby. I said, I ain't going home with nothing, you dig? So at the end of the trip, I want to say I might have had 4,500 off of my 3,400. P Block probably had like 6,000 off of his, and Zoo had $60,000 cash in six $10,000 stacks. I got the picture, you know what I mean? I'll post it later on with him sitting in the MGM lobby with like 50 on his lap. You dig what I'm talking about? So we didn't turn Vegas up. Everybody in the hood know. So now we like, man, we finna go back to we got to get back to the city and go crazy, big baby. We got to go back and let them know. They know they waiting on us. Now, we driving. G-Dep playing Special Delivery, big baby. You know what I mean? On repeat. The Vegas drive from to Frisco is about 10 hours. I think we did it in 6, big baby. We in there going crazy, man. All the way home, we smashing. We going bananas. Do you hear me, big baby? So we get to Frisco. It's raining. We can't even lay our stunt down like we want to. You think we care? We still high from the weekend, big baby. We take our shirts off, we in the rental car, we sliding through every neighborhood. Now, we go to every liquor store in Hunters Point and we buy the bottles that they got. Everybody got bottles in hand. We probably bought bottles for the whole car like 10 times in the span that we there. So we done bought all the Dom P from all the liquor stores on 3rd by San Bruno. Now we done bought all the Cristal. Now we done bought all the Dom P and Cristal on 3rd, San Bruno, everywhere. Now we at Perrier Jouet. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Way back then, you dig? We touching everything. We not only is we jumping out, we pouring champagne on our head, we passing out bottles to the thugs that's on the streets. Milo, my guy, Savioso, Real Point Life Matrix, Body, Fax Machine, you know what I'm talking about? Fax Machine was on the dice on Newcomb Street. Fax Machine Body, my little bruh. He's shooting dice on Newcomb, right? He walks up to me and says, big bruh, let me hold some. I just got hit in the dice game. Now, I'm about to go reach in my pocket to hand him some. Zaza says, what you doing? Who is this, Weez? I said, bro, this my little brother Fax Machine. You know what I mean? He wasn't Fax Machine. It was like big city, big, you know what I mean? He wasn't Fax yet, you know what I mean? But he was on his way to it. And he was with the code 6823 verified KIU alumni. Little bro, right? So Zaza says, who is this? I said, that's my little brother right there, man. You know what I mean? I'm finna hand him something. He just got hit. He like, put that back. Zaza says, this your brother right here? He like, yeah, that's big bruh. Wow, this your little bro? I'm like, yeah, that's little bruh. Zaza hands Fax Machine 2 fresh, crispy $100 bills and a bottle of Dom Perignon. You know what I'm talking? Ooh, I think kind of, okay. And a bottle of Dom Perignon on 3rd on Newcomb Street. The Hunters Point and Newcomb Street niggas who don't know me, who don't know us, they looking like, Body, who the fuck is these niggas just gave you $100 bills and Dom Perignon? So we pull up to Cusada Street. Milo outside. We jump out, shirts off, it's raining, we high as a giraffe's ass, you know what I'm talking about? Hand Milo a bottle of Dom Perignon, you know what I'm talking about? We did that all night. I want to say Zaza met his future wife that night in one of them liquor stores we was buying bottles from. You dig what I'm talking about? At the end of the day, we went to Las Vegas with like $1,200, you know what I mean, between 3 people, no room, you know what I mean, no reservations, no plans. We came back from Vegas with like $75,000 in the car. That don't even count the bottles we paid for, the company we had. You know what I'm talking about? The limos, you dig, the food, all the other shit. Like, we really hit them. Not to mention all the other dudes that was with us that won on the dice table too. You dig what I'm saying? We tore Vegas up, man. And it wasn't something that you could script, something that people could make up. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and I'll never take it back. Say Stunner dead. Killer Giggs is dead. They both lost their life. Rest in peace to them, man. Those memories, Killer Giggs dancing on the side of that car on Las Vegas Strip, is a memory that I will never, ever forget for the rest of my life. Say Stunner walking up like, y'all left me, you know what I mean? And getting on that table and shooting his shot, man, you know what I mean? Is a memory I'll never forget in my life. Jomo, Be Legit, you know what I'm talking about? My guys, you feel me? Chinese P, B Jizzle, you know what I mean? Jamal True Love, Nooch, man. All them dudes, man, we had an experience together that can never be taken from us, you know what I mean? And a lot of times when certain things like this happen, certain stories, certain experience, rarely do you have people to vouch. Rarely do you have people that can say that really happened, you dig? I got a whole bunch of real SF giants and barrier bosses that will verify and stamp this story. Do you hear me, big baby? I would never lie to y'all, man. That's about it, man. I just had to tell y'all that one. This is You Wasn't There, Big Baby, Volume 11. Make sure to share, like, subscribe. I'm going to come with more stories. KIU Fresh Apparel, Away with Words, the book, man. We going to keep pushing. We waking that game up. I am the voice of the people. I am Don Juan. I am your favorite family member. And this is You Wasn't There, Big Baby. KI.